like I'm just so excited about this. I don't think you guys even understand. Hey guys, it's Ashley. Welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, thank you for joining us, and if you are returning, shout out to you for coming back. Today's video is going to be about the highly anticipated Fenty fragrance. I'm not going to talk too much about this right now. We're going to jump right in. So if you're interested in hearing more information about the new Eau De Parfum from Fenty, keep on watching. Alright guys, so jumping in, we have the beautiful Fenty fragrance in here. So this is the original packaging that was in like a biodegradable mailer, which was also inside another package as well. This is what I got, and then we're gonna open this up, and there's another package as well that is holding our beautiful Fenty fragrance. Before we do begin, I want to mention the little card that arrives in the packaging as well. One side we have a beautiful photo of Rihanna here, who was now a billionaire, I want to add in as well. And then on the other side we have an image of the perfume and a quote from Rihanna. It says, "It's an experience, it's a memory encapsulated into a fragrance. One smell, you never forget it." And like I said, like I'm just so excited about this. I don't think you guys even understand. Like I had a feeling this is what it was gonna be from the email that I got, but of course you never know with Fenty, because Fenty is always coming with the heat. So I'm gonna go into actual fragrance breakdown a little bit more before we open up this bad boy. Like I'm thirsty to open this right now. I don't even think y'all understand. But I definitely want to talk about like fragrance concentration levels and things like that, because I feel like people automatically hear like fragrance or perfume or cologne, and then it's like they think everything has like the same concentration and they don't know how it works. So I want to talk about fragrance strengths very quickly. So fragrance concentration of a particular perfume refers to the fragrance's strength. The higher the concentration, the more pure the fragrance. It contains a greater amount of perfume oils and less alcohol. Therefore, the cost of the fragrance is greater. Also, the greater the concentration of perfume oils, the greater the lasting power on the wearer's skin, usually referred to as tenacity. So a short guide to follow, and I think I'm actually going to link this as well so you guys can read a little bit more. But the main things that I want to focus on are the concentration of perfume oils. So in a series of tiers, we have parfums, which have a concentration of 20 to 40%. So that's going to be your highest concentration, lasting power, the strength and the throw of the perfume as well. Then we have Eau De Parfums, which is what the Fenty fragrance is labeled under. This one has a concentration of about 15 to 20%. Then we have Eau De Toilettes, which are 5 to 15%. Eau de Cologne, which is 2 to 5%, and then we have Eau Fraiche, I believe it's pronounced, which is about a 1 to 3%. Like I said, this is falling within the 15 to 20% of concentration oil range, so I'm really excited to see how this is gonna go. Alright guys, before we get into the actual fragrance itself, I just want to give you a little more context, or like some more information about it. Okay, so one, the bottle is very pretty in my opinion. It's a brown transparent kind of like bottle, which is Rihanna's favorite color, we know, but also it's a balance between masculinity and femininity as well. But one thing we're going to get into are some of the notes of the fragrance. So the notes include magnolia, musk, tangerine, and blueberry, with hints of Bulgarian rose absolute, geranium, and patchouli. It's floral and woodsy and slightly juicy and different than her previous scents. And a tidbit from Rihanna, in a press release, she said, "I wanted a rich color that really represented all genders from across all walks of life. Brown is my favorite color. Brown is who I am. Brown is what I come from. If I'm going to make a fragrance that represents me, even the body language of the bottle needs to marry that." So I wanted something brown but also transparent, so you can see the liquid and the fragrance you're about to experience. Also keep in mind this fragrance is inspired by some of Rihanna's favorite places, including Bridgetown, which is her hometown in Barbados, France, New York, Paris, and LA as well. So on the fragrance, Rihanna worked with, I believe it's Jacques Cavalier Beltrude. The master perfumer for Louis Vuitton worked directly with Rihanna on the scent, describing it as simple in terms of construction with fantastic ingredients and containing no dry down unlike most perfumes. The scent doesn't need time to become fully robust. We love that. So immediately what you smell is what you're gonna get. So I also want to add, as from Fenty Beauty, they claim that the scent can be described as raw, sensual, spicy, and sweet all at once. It lasts all day on the skin. The notes of musk offer warmth that emulates an extension of your natural scent rather than working as an add-on. We love that. Thanks to the subtle fruity notes, the scent boasts a freshness to ensure a more friendly and enticing whiff. So they're describing it as an intimate unisex fragrance that is everything you feel, everything you are, and everything you want to be. That's what I'm talking about. There's just like so many other details to include. Like, I know I mentioned the bottle before and the balance of masculinity but also femininity as well. And it's like very minimalist. The amber or brown bottle screams luxury and timelessness. Alright guys, so without further ado, let's open this package up. So like I said, we have the nice little Fenty Eau De Parfum on front. We're gonna open it. And as you can see, we have our piece here holding the packaging with the fragrance. And we have that same quote from Rihanna up here as well. So I'm gonna take this out. And this is the traditional Fenty logo and packaging, the bright blue aqua color, along with that gold Fenty writing, as you guys can see here a little closer and a little better. And I really do like how this box opens. It's not like a traditional like fragrance box per se, but it just kind of like slides out here. And you guys can see the fragrance in there as well. Now my bottle is probably a little dirty because I have been touching it, I have been in it, I have been wearing it. So you guys just have an idea, but this is what it looks like. So I'm just gonna slide this out very quickly. And here we have our fragrance. So I'm just gonna, you know, like quickly, you know, it's giving, it's giving what it's supposed to give. So, but first things first, let's talk about the bottle. We have the brown amber color that Rihanna mentions in her interviews. And like she said, brown is her favorite color. It's who she is, it's where she comes from. And I love how we also have like the transparency in the bottle as well. So we can actually see the fragrance, we can see the liquid inside. But it's such a pretty color. Like amber browns like this are always pretty shades. And like she said, it is an experience and it's giving a luxe experience as well. The shape of the bottle, the cap as well, which also has like the Fenty logo, which we are used to seeing in like a lot of the other packaging and like the branding here as well. You can see right about here where my finger is, we have that Fenty symbol, which is also the same symbol that's on the cap as well. So I really like how all of that is tied together. Then we're gonna just pop the cap off, and it's just such a, everything is just so pretty, just so pretty. And nice whiff of that fragrance. I will say I am wearing it, and I've been wearing it for about 3 or 4 hours at this point, and it still smells really good. And I will say I only hit like the center of my chest. I didn't do like the bends in my elbows. I didn't do my wrists, behind my ears, any of that. And I can still smell it, and it still smells amazing. But on top of that, some things I also want to get into are like the various notes and accords of the fragrance. So we have rose, floral, citrus, fruity, musky, fresh, spicy, sweet, aromatic, powdery, and warm spicy. I definitely want to note that for me, I prefer fragrances that are like musky and warm and spicy, because I feel like they just tend to work better with my body chemistry. Like I love some of like the fruitier notes and stuff like that, but I feel like mixed with my body chemistry, my body is just gonna burn right through those, and I feel like within 2 to 3 hours I'm really like struggling to even smell it. So I tend to go for fragrances that are a little heavier and almost like borderline fragrances that you would consider to be for men, because I feel like the lasting power is just a lot better. But with this fragrance, even though it is a unisex fragrance, I still feel like it's very sexy for a woman. I feel like this is definitely something I can wear it during the day, but of course, like during the night, dressed like to the nines, this is just gonna go off. But like we do get some of those softer notes, and I'm very happy about that, because there's some times where I want to wear a fragrance and it doesn't smell like, you know, overpowering or super strong in the sense of like it's borderline like a man's fragrance. Sometimes I do want to smell like a little sweeter or a little softer, and this definitely has some powdery notes, and I smelled those initially before I even like really went into details like learning about the notes and stuff like that. So I love like the powdery fragrance, and it just smells really good, like working with my body chemistry. And that's something that I also want people to understand as well. Everyone's body chemistry is very different. So some fragrances that work for you won't work for others, and some fragrances that work for others will not work for you, and that's okay. But like I said, like this fragrance I'm really excited about because it does have those musky notes, warm, spicy. It has powdery, floral, citrus. So we're getting a ton of notes, and this one overall whiff, the smell, it just smells amazing. Like I said, I've been wearing this for about 3 or 4 hours at this point. I'm really interested in seeing how it's going to perform on like a longer day when I have like errands and stuff to do outside. Although before I even got here to do this, I sprayed it, I washed dishes, I cooked dinner, I fed my babies, what else did I do? I finished my hair, finished my makeup, changed my clothes multiple times and stuff like that. And I think the only time I had an issue with possibly like bumping up against myself was honestly me applying lotion to my chest. That was probably like the only time. I have not applied it to like the bends of my elbows, behind my ears, any of that, and I still feel like it smells really good. It's a unisex fragrance, but like it's just very sexy, like, and I love fragrances like this. And like I said, I'm really excited to see what this is gonna be like when I'm out and I'm running errands, but also what it's gonna be like on date night, what it's giving for that. Like I'm just, you know what? While we sit here. And I'm always careful when I'm applying fragrances. I kind of like hold my breath and don't open my mouth, just because I don't want anything to get in my mouth, and it's just not, it's just bad. But it smells so good. Like, am I giving Lux right now? Like, is that what it's giving? Because I just feel very sexy with this fragrance on. And it honestly reminds me a little bit of like, Angel, I think by Mugler, if I'm correct. Mugler. It kind of reminds me of that a little bit. Like, and when I think of fragrances like that, I think of very much like grown woman. Like, I got my shit together. I got my ducks in a row. That's what it gives me wearing this fragrance. And I really just feel like, yes, like, it's giving. And then the fragrance is just adding to it, you know, with the, yes, Rihanna. My good sis did what she had to do with this fragrance. But like I said, like, it's a very pretty bottle, like very luxe. And I feel like because of the no alcohol, no dry down time, I feel like this size bottle I'll definitely have for a while. It's a $120 US dollar price point for 2.5 floor ounces, 2.5 floor ounces. So I really feel like for this size bottle, this is pretty typical fragrance price point. I think for 2.5 ounces, give me 1 second, let me just do a quick comparison. I'm actually like comparing it to another fragrance that I have. So this is 1.7 ounces. Then we have the 1 ounce and 3.4. So we said this was 2.5 floor ounces for 120. This is actually a really good price. Because there is just an example, one of my favorite fragrances from Tom Ford is 1.7 ounces and it is $136, which of course is more for less. So I really feel like this is a great price point for this size bottle. It falls within like that standard, you know, price point. I think anywhere from like $80 to about $125, $130 is pretty okay, especially with this size fragrance, and we're falling right in that. And you're, like I said, you're definitely getting a little bit more, so I love that. I'm trying to think what else. Like, I think that's pretty much it that I have for you guys right now. Like, I want to make sure I didn't touch it. But like, it just really smells good, and I love how I'm smelling all of the various notes, especially like the musky notes, the floral, the warm, the spicy, but also like that powdery finish. And I think for me as a woman, the powdery finish is what's giving me that more of like that feminine, the femininity is coming out on that powdery finish. But I also think like with the musky fragrances and the warm spicy is when I'm getting like the masculine side of it as well. So I really think it's a job well done, especially for this to be Fenty's first fragrance. I am really excited to wear this, to add this to my collection. And the funny thing is, like, this really came just in time because I've been looking for new fragrances anyway, just because I do have some old favorites and things that I'm you know, I wear all the time. But because I was looking for something that I felt was a little more like feminine or like on the sweeter side, or like had that powdery finish, and now that this came in the mail and I'm getting all of that, I'm very happy with that. So this is definitely a fragrance I'll add to my collection, and I'm really excited to wear this a lot more. So I'll probably be wearing this a lot more. So if you guys see me out and you get a whiff, 9 times out of 10 I'm wearing Fenty. So thank you guys for tuning into this video. I really hope that you all enjoyed my first impressions, but also hearing a little bit more about the Fenty Eau De Parfum as well. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know down below if you are going to be trying the Fenty fragrance. But that's pretty much it. I'll see you guys in my next video.